Keith Walker here again. Now this posting is just a general comment and a bit of chit chat that I'm giving back to students. It's about an article I found just the other day in the newspaper, the business section of the Australian. It's headed "Housing Downturn, Still a Year to Run, CSR." If you're in any sort of business interest, you'll know who CSR is. You know they're one of our very large companies that produce a lot of the product that goes into buildings and that sort of thing. Read the article. There's no assessment or assignment on it. It's an interesting article. Why have I given this to you? We're starting to live in very interesting times. I've never seen interest rates so low. I've never seen the Reserve Bank with such a low interest rate, 1.5%. We are having very soon an election. That's another little environmental factor that's got to be added into the business or business environment. What will the outcome be? Who will get in? Who will get out? What will the changes be? So you've studied somewhere else. You've done your macroeconomics type course in construction, and I've just fed that out there or put that in there, and Willie's going to put it up on the site for students to have a read. I think I'm possibly the only person left in Australia that reads a newspaper, sadly, but that's the way it is. Now, you know why I use newspaper articles, because they're in the public domain, so there's no issues with it. I'm making a comment on something that's already in the public domain. There's some interesting facts in there. The second or third paragraph down, you'll see that the spokesperson for CSR believes that banks shouldn't be assessing people at 7.25% interest. When you realise you can get a standard variable loan rate now for 3.4, 3.5, to almost double that rate of interest is quite a very high benchmark. Now you probably haven't studied this a lot, but if the Reserve Bank sets a rate of 1.5%, generally the banks try and work with a margin on top of that, 2.5% or something like that, depending on their borrowings. Now our banks, Australian banks, don't get all their money from just inside Australia. They do get money from overseas. I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's a fair percentage of their money that they lend to us comes from overseas. So they have that extra variable of currency fluctuations, the cost of borrowing money in overseas, the risk factor of the people charge them for lending money to Australian banks, etc., etc. So have a read of that article. It's just meant to add a little bit more to the thought process that you might have about where the market is going. It doesn't matter to Willie and I to a certain degree. We already own our homes. We're just sitting there watching TV, making cups of tea. That's all we do. But it does affect other people. It affects the younger people. It affects my 3 sons. It affects Willie's children, his sons, etc. And I can make predictions about their future, but I won't. It's not my job to do that. But you do need to be aware of these things. I hope you find the article interesting. Again, it's not an academic requirement for you to come up with anything from that article. It's just adding a little bit more information to the pool of details you might have. So thanks for listening to me, and good luck to the rest of your studies. Thank you.